Uh-oh, what's up, what's happening, y'all? What is happening, what is going on, beautiful, beloved people? Alright, welcome back. Y'all know what time it is, y'all know. It's time to get it in and learn a little bit more about what happened to us. When and where did we all just become African Americans? Because at one point in time, and I keep talking about this, at one point in time, we were not all classifying ourselves as African Americans. At one point in time, many of us were classifying ourselves by our rightful indigenous name. Many of us were classifying ourselves as indigenous Aborigine Indians, if you will, right? So what happened? You know, as you know, if you've been following me thus far, especially with the revamping of this channel, then you know that I'm trying to connect pieces. I'm trying to build up to something where you can sit back and you can say, oh, now I see. Because for a lot of people, let's keep it real. For a lot of people, especially black folks, and remember, when I say black, I'm only saying black for my people in the back. See what I'm saying? I'm saying black for my people in the back. You know, my folks that's how you still choose to identify yourself, even though in law, you really kind of saying, you know, you don't exist. You really kind of saying you dead. You know, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, you claiming black as a status. You're claiming black as a nationality. You're claiming black as a race, even though race is nothing more than a social construct. You are claiming black as a way to identify yourself, right? As a human being, and as this is what? Your race, your culture, your ethnicity, your hue. But see, in a court of law, that means nothing. You're not black. What black is what? What is black? Black is what? I know you all know this. You gotta know this. I mean, too many times people have broken this down. Too many times we've heard people talk about this. Black, we're dealing with the color spectrum, the way the light hits our eyes, the way we see, the way these lenses reflect light as it hits and bounces off of an object. Oh, but if you're using that as a way to identify yourself as a human being, then you are messing up. You messing up. You understand what I'm saying? You messing up. You know, at another time I'll do a video and we'll get a little bit deeper into that whole breakdown of why we need to stop calling ourselves and identifying ourselves as black people. First of all, let's talk about people real quick before I jump into this video presentation. People. Now, if you look people up, or let's say person, if you look it up in the Black Laws Dictionary, it really means that you're a corporation. It has nothing to do with the way most people see people. We see you know, people, when we talk about a person, a people, for most of us, we see that as, you know, you and me. I'm a person, right? But you have to understand legal terminologies. See, because in this great nation, everything is paper status. Everything is paper status. That's how they killed it. That's how they got rid of our ancestors. That's how they took the land from us. Okay, so in a lot of cases when we talk about they killed off all the Indians, That's not necessarily what exactly happened. Yes, there was a lot of bloodshed. Let us not make no mistakes about that. But it was mostly on paper. Paper genocide. You understand what I'm saying? Because this so-called great nation, I'm going to say that again, this great nation, everything is a paper trail with them. Everything is a paper trail with them. Because, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not throwing no daggers. I'm speaking frankly here. I'm not mincing my words. I'm being direct when I say this. Everything for them is paper. 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 Why is that? Because if we really scave through the pages of history, not history, but history, true events that have actually taken place throughout lifespan, you dig what I'm saying? They basically pillaged, raped, stole, plagiarized just about everything that they have. This land that we're on right now, this land belongs to people. And although no one really likes to give that credit, you understand, to the black people, okay, we now know, because we have the receipts, that black folks were here. As a matter of fact, let me read something to y'all. I want to read this to you, and then I'm going to jump into this video. Okay? So, I'm reading from Horace Butler's When Rocks Cry Out. Yeah, this is one of my go-to books, especially when I'm talking about certain things like this, because it has a lot of interesting facts in here of actual accounts. Okay, so in this book, and I suggest you get it. I will find it on Amazon, and I'm going to leave it down in the description. I'm going to leave a link for it, because I got my copy on Amazon some years ago. So I'll find it again and leave a link down in the description. You guys can head on over to my little Amazon shop, and you can purchase it if you so choose to. And if you do, thank you in advance. Okay? But yeah, so let me read this right here, right? So, is this where I'm at? Okay, so in this book, let me give y'all a brief, a very brief, short compendium of this book. So Horace Butler really starts off talking about how he saw this show on TV. PBS, it was a PBS presentation. You know PBS, they show a lot of shows in relation to Black history, American history, various historical topics. You know, they do a lot of deep diving. Most of us, we grew up on PBS. You know what I'm saying? Especially around Black History Time, which we get ready to move into February, where we will be celebrating another year of Black History Month for those that celebrate that, right? But anyway, so he's talking about how he saw this show on PBS. And in this show, it mentions something about the Kali, I believe it's the Kali people. He had never heard of these people before, but he didn't catch it all. But he caught enough of it to pique his interest. So he starts on this mission of talking to pastors and preachers and all kind of anybody he can talk to, trying to find out more information about these people. Because in this series, this show that he saw, they were talking about how these people were indigenous to the Americas, but these were black people. And he was like, what the feezy? Hold up. So he starts going on a mission trying to find out about this show and about these people. But it takes him down a rabbit hole, and he discovers that a lot of people don't want to talk about that. Oh, brother, what you talking about now? Ooh, you is messing with Pandora's box. You better close that box up. Don't you open that box. I can't talk to you. You know, a lot of people, a lot of pastors, they was acting like, oh, I can't talk to you. You talking about that? Oh, no. No. You got to go. You got to get away from here talking about that. Get on away from here. You know, they turned into slaves all over again. You best not be talking about that. Them folks gonna hear you, and if they hear me talking to you about what? What you say? Black people was here first? Oh, don't you say that? Yeah. So it was bugged out, but that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Black people, everybody was acting like yo, like he was really, you know, talking some real, you know, taboo, messing with Pandora's box. Nobody really wanted to talk to the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because he had tapped onto something that was considered the forbidden, forbidden histories, right? These are things that we especially us black folks, they don't want you to know this. I told you in one of the videos that I did previously. Right now, today, all the black folks that's running around here, and we all talking about, we are the descendants of the true or first Americans. They don't want us to be talking like that. And it's funny because, like I said in the video that I did, I got a really bad crick in my neck, guys. So if y'all see me turning like the Tin Man, like I need oil, please. That's because my neck is really kind of messed up. The way I slept on it, it's been killing me all day. But anyway, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought just that fast because my neck. Okay, so anyway, they act like we're not supposed to know this. Now, what did I say to y'all in the very first, one of the very first videos I did following along these series, you know what I'm saying, involving the indigenous Aborigine peoples of the Americas, black folks, right? I said that you was not supposed to know this. You was not supposed to know that you were the first ones here. What? Here? How could that be possible? Because look right here. How could that be possible? Look right here, and I'm going to jump around for a while. Y'all know how I do. I'm going to jump around. These are some of my PDFs that I got open. This one right here is called Negroes as the Original Indians. Okay. Any one of my PDFs that you guys ever see me reading from, because I do have quite a few. Some I had to actually pay for. You know what I'm saying? I pay through membership, or I just go and I purchase them. Some of them I got for free. But if you ever see me reading one that you know you want to follow up on, you'd be interested in diving deeper and, you know, follow up on it, just, you know, drop me a message. I'll leave you a link. But it's for a price. I'm not talking about monetary. I just want you to throw me back a like and a subscribe, please. Okay, because I do try to do a lot of, I do a lot of work and research to gather together the information that I do gather together. Like I said, I do not proclaim to be an expert or some type of, you know, major scholar, you know, but I'm a scholar nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so now let's jump over here real quick, right? So that's all I would ask for, and I would gladly leave a link so you guys can all get the PDFs that you want. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be putting together a nice package that I will be, you know what I'm saying, I will be dropping the info in the video. But let's read right here for a minute, okay? Negroes as the Original Indians, okay? So now let's see. Proof in the Jesuit letters. The book Africans and Native Americans by Jack Forbes paints a very different picture of history than what most of us were taught about the origins of black people in the Western Hemisphere. We were taught that black people came from Africa as slaves, that the Red Indian was the true Native American, and that white people took black slaves from Africa and stole the land of the Red Indians. This story is nothing but a giant fiction, a novel made up by white historians to deceive the masses about the original history and peoples of the Americas. So just with that alone, you see right there that, like I said in that video, it was inevitable. It was inevitable. But even with all the years that have gone by, that countless and countless amounts of black people have not been made privy of this information, because as I said in getting back to Big Mama's house, is it? I can't remember exactly which one it was. But as I said, it was inevitable that we was going to find out. It was inevitable, because even though a lot of us seem to have forgotten, for whatever reason, what Big Mama and them told us growing up, for most. Now, I can't claim this for all black people, so let me be very clear right now. I'm not claiming this for all black people, because I cannot do that. I cannot speak for an entire population of people. Okay? Maybe you, as a black man or a black woman, or rather as a melanated, copper-colored black man or black woman, let me stop saying, I said it again, excuse me. As a melanated or copper-colored woman or man, maybe you can't identify with someone ever telling you that you had Indian in your family. But for most of us, we can recall someone in the family telling us that, and 9 times out of 10 it was your big mama. It was your big mama. But like I said, somewhere along the line, we grew up. And most of our friends and most of our family members and the people around us, our peers, they started leaning more towards this out of Africa theory. In the 70s, Africa, it was all about back to Africa. Everybody was rocking the dashikis. Now, don't get me wrong, I got a gang of dashikis. You looking around at my background right here, you see a lot of African and Egyptian things along my wall. Yes, and I don't deny that. I told you that. That's why I won't take down all my videos. That's why I won't, because first of all, when I really first started this journey of learning my history, my family tree, my first teachers, the people that I guess raised me up in that, if you will, this is where I was raised up. I was raised up in African culture first. I was raised up in African history first. See what I'm saying? It's what I started with. So that's why I always lean more towards it. And that's why I dedicated so much of my time learning about it and buying different books and things that, were in reference to that part of our ancestry. But as it turns out today, I can no longer say our ancestry, because some of us, a great deal of us, have no trace of African lineage, have no, none of our family members have ever said or told us that we have any family or relation to African to Africa, right? So now let me read from right here. Okay, so here we go. So in this book, he's basically, like I told y'all, yada 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 yada, he's trying to find out about these people, these black aboriginals, inhabitants of America, right? And nobody won't talk to him about it, right? But finally he starts to find out things, he starts to gather information. So now he's reading, and in one of these transcripts that he's reading of Mali expeditions that went on, right? And as we know, the Aztecs are said to be descendants of Mali, out of Mali, Africa, right? So here we go. The Mali expedition and the arrival of the Aztecs occurred close enough in time to consider whether there was a connection between the two events. Okay, well, I'm not going back. The Mali transatlantic voyages became critically important when I remembered that Moctezuma, who was Moctezuma? Moctezuma, he was a Mali king. He was an Aztec king, should I say, right? So, Moctezuma had said the Aztecs were foreigners who arrived recently, we're talking about America here, right, aboard ships that had come from the directions where the sun rises from Mexico. West Africa's Mali was in the same direction of the rising sun. Spanish writers who saw the Aztecs and who knew the Moors had revealed that the Aztecs even wore the same clothing used by the Africans called Moors. Historians agree that the Aztec... Okay, wait a minute. No. This is not where I really want to be. Excuse me for a second. One of the books the Ethiopian scholars sent contained an account of two transatlantic expeditions launched from Mali, a country in West Africa. Okay, so anyway, but what happens is that there's a passage in here, and I can't find it for the life of me, but he's telling how we're not the real inhabitants of this country, of this land either. So the people from Mali on those expeditions are telling of how they're not the natural inhabitants of that land, talking about America, right? But they did travel to the Americas. These Malis did travel to America, but they're also saying that they're not the original inhabitants of America either, which means that there was someone there when they got there. They were greeted by other people, okay, and over time they formed unions. You understand what I'm saying? So when we keep talking about, you keep hearing this talk about, oh well, those are the Africans. Y'all are all relating to these Africans from slavery. See what I'm saying? The only way black people got here in America is because the slave trade brought the Africans over here. See what I'm saying? But we was here long before. Long before. These Africans that came on the slave trade didn't take place till way much later. These Africans that was born in here. And it was not even the same amount as we've been taught that it was. It wasn't even the same amount. We've been taught that it was in the millions that Africans were born here. But between the years, I'm going to say 1800 and 1866, you have an account of about 100,000 or a little better African slaves being brought into the Americas. But what's funny is that around 1866, it says that there was about at least 4 million slaves in America. So how could that be? Are we talking about if from 1800 to 1866 there was about 100,000 and change African slaves brought to the Americas, then how is it by 1866 you got an account of 4 million or even 1 million? Where all the rest of them slaves come from? Those are the people that were here. Period. And if we look at those people that were here, they were what we see here. Black folks. Come on, man. I don't care nothing about the hair being straight or any of that. These are black folks. These are black folks, okay? So that's my point. And that passage in this book, I'm going to find that passage because I ain't going to rest until I do. I know I just saw it not that long ago. But I'm going to find it and I will present it to you guys, okay? But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because there are accounts, there are proof, and there are accounts, recordings of the Africans that came to America along expeditions that they were sent out on expeditions to come to America. There are accounts of these Africans saying that, yo, we ain't the original inhabitants of this land. It was people here. When we got here with people here, and they was brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like one of us, you know? So, now, if we was to go back to the beginning, I'm talking about the first migration out of Africa, right? We know that those people, they went everywhere. Okay? Some went south, some went west, some went north. They went everywhere. Okay? So this is why some of them could have come here to America, but if that's how black folks wound up in America, period, then how can you trace that back? That would be tracing humanity all the way back to, that would be tracing your bloodline all the way back to what did I just say? That would be tracing it all the way back to the first migration. And if it's already been proven that these utilities such as Ancestry.com, excuse me, 21andMe, whatever have you, are not really legit. You understand what I'm saying? They can't really, because every black person, why every black person seems to wind up somewhere in Africa. All our lineage, all our genealogy always seem to wind up somewhere in Africa. But see, that's already been done. That's already been proven by multiple people. Have already proven that you can. There's no exact way to pinpoint exactly what region of the world you could have came from. Not down to a science, not down to a T, not down to a drop of blood, not down to a drop of DNA. They can't do it. They don't have the technology. They're saying that they do, but like I just said, we got people out here that's proven that technology does not exist. Okay, and a lot of these people are scientists, okay, that are saying this. So, you know, that are debunking this. So, you know, if you now want to tell me that you can go all the way back to the first migration, the very first of man, then now show me that, okay? Show me that. Because if you cannot do that, then my point stands firmly that you can't possibly say that maybe those first black people didn't that made it to the Americas, okay, that were raised and born and bred in America didn't sometime long time ago migrate here, okay? So, you know, that's just part of my thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how far back you want to go? And forget about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Never mind all of that. The point that I'm trying to make is that this is what this all boils down to. All of this confusion, everything that's going on, our status as melanated, copper-colored folks in this world, in this society, in this society, our status all goes back to these people right here. These people right here that they found when they got here. See what I'm saying? But one by one, just like I showed y'all with 10 little Indians, they were plucked off. You understand what I'm saying? Because when these people got here, when these Europeans, or should I say these Eurasians, okay, when these Eurasians got here, they were escaping persecution. They were running from the horrid lives that they were living over in their motherland of England, right? So they were coming over here seeking persecution, seeking refuge rather, okay? And when they got, because King George and them told them, yo, listen, man, y'all going over there to America, check things out for us. You know what I mean? Get things settled over there. Get the land ready. Get the land ready so we can come on over there and start building up. And if you go over there first, you know what I mean, and do all of this and get everything together, you gonna be king in that land. No more slave, because they were the slaves. See what I'm saying? They were the slaves. You know, we can see things like this if we read books like Nature Knows No Color Lines by J.A. Rogers. You know what I'm saying? You can read what is this book? Ancient Aborigines and Brits. No, Ancient Americans is it. What's the name of the book? Oh my God. Never mind, skip that. Excuse me. But yeah, my neck. Oh man, I probably shouldn't have been doing this video right now, but my neck is hurting me so bad. And it's messing with, it's giving me brain fog. But anyway, the show must go on, right? So I'm gonna keep pushing forward, and I'm gonna continue. So we can read a lot of books, you know, white slaves, white masters, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of documentation out there where we can find and we can see that, yo, these people were being mistreated by their own people in their own land. So when they came over here, they was looking for a better way of life. You know what I'm saying? They were looking for, you know what I'm saying, a come up. You know, shit, we tired of being pushed around, and you know, I got to, let him sleep with my wife, you know what I'm saying, just because I'm, renting land from him, because the landlords had certain rights, the way they did, I mean, it was horrible, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, they were looking for some type of, refuge. So when they got here and they discovered the natives, as they would call them, they discovered these folks You understand what I'm saying? They discovered that there were folks here, and we were here in the droves, baby, the droves. You hear what I'm saying? We was here all up and down, all through the South, huh? Mississippi, Tennessee, everywhere they turned, there we were. Everywhere they turned. And they started complaining and writing back home to the King George, like, yo, man, listen, you sent us over here and told us we was going to be kings over here. You told us we was going to have it good over here, but, yo, it's people here. And it's a lot of them. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to, how we going to build? We can't build this up, these people are right here. Y'all got to do something. Y'all got to send the cavalry. Yeah, y'all got to come on and get rid of these folks. Y'all got to come and get rid of these folks, man. Like, how we gonna be here and building up, and we can't build nothing up? They everywhere. They all over the place. So they start calling back home, and you know what I'm saying? They start, yo, what we gonna do? We need some help. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this is like probably around, let's say this may be about 1700s, right? And you know, cause like I said, they was told that over here they could be kings. Over here they could be gods. They could be queens and kings and gods and goddesses and all of that. They was told that over here, and you know, they would be in charge. They would the way over in their motherland, how everyone they were peasants, and everyone outranked them. You see the Slavs and you know the slaves, everybody outranked them. They were peasants. You see what I'm saying? But they were told that if they came over here and got everything ready, and you know, got everything ready and got everything right, you know what I'm saying, that they could be the leaders over here. You know, but you can't come to a land where there's already millions of people and think that these people are just going to sit back and be like, no, go ahead. Yeah, y'all can have that. Yeah, go ahead. No, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it, man. It's all right. Me and my baby ain't got nowhere to sleep. You need somewhere to sleep? Go ahead. Take my land. Take my home. Take my wife. Take my son. Take my daughter. Take my family. They wasn't going to do that, you know. So yeah, they called them savages. Why? Because they would not comply. And they would not just lay down and die. They fought back. They fought for their land. You understand what I'm saying? It got so bad that you had the what? You had the wars that broke out between, you had the Creek Wars, okay? What was this, like 18, moving up, we in like 18, I'm gonna say about 1820, somewhere around early 1800s. You know, you got people, we got our own people battling with each other, because after a while it was like, well, what we gonna do, man? Like, yo, they killing us. You know what I'm saying? They listen. It ain't, you know, and a lot of chiefs was like, you know, well, what can we do? You know, because these people were brutal. Because think about it. If you think about what they came from, man, listen. If you think what they did to us was brutal, what they were doing to each other were brutal. These people were brutes. These were the uncivilized. See what I'm saying? When they called us uncivilized, that didn't have nothing to do with our intellect. That didn't have nothing to do with our behavior. That just meant that we had not yet conformed to their way of life. We had not joined their constitution. We had not joined their union. You understand what I'm saying? We had not, you know, agreed with all of their, you know what I'm saying, ways of life, and conform to their religions, and you know, ministries and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? We had not joined their constitution, so that was uncivilized. But in all actuality, if you want to think of civilized as in terms of barbarism, then they were the ones that were uncivilized, very uncivilized. Okay, and that's no daggers. That's not. I'm talking about historical events here. Okay, I'm talking about things that happen here. I ain't talking about no, just talking bad about people. Be talking bad about people making things up. Because I know, certain people, and I'm gonna be respectful because I'm in your house right now. So I have to, watch what I say. You understand what I'm saying? As to not offend the ruling elites, right? I'm talking about those that control all of this right here. See what I'm saying? So, but that's not what I'm doing. All I'm speaking about is things that happen in actual history, historical events, things that literally took place. See what I'm saying? All one has to do is look at what was going on in England. Look at what was going on in England at that time. Huh? Look at what was going on, at that time with their people. So when these people finally were given a chance to get away and come to a new land, they was like, shit, we ain't never going back. You got to do something about these people, though. You understand what I'm saying? But the problem, here's the thing. Everything was cool when we was working together. See what I'm saying? Because they ain't know nothing. As we know now, they didn't know nothing. They did not know how to plant. They did not know how to farm. They did not know anything about the land, the soil, anything. We had to teach them. Our ancestors had to teach them how to cultivate the earth so that it would bring forth food. You understand what I'm saying? We had to teach them, how to grow corn and squash and beans. You understand what I'm saying? Even barbecue is a Native American, is a indigenous word, should I say? Okay? All of these things we had to show them because they were literally dying, okay, and bringing disease to us. These Spaniards and all these folks, they were bringing diseases to us, wiping us out by the truckloads, just being around them. The filth, the uncleanliness that they were used to. And I'm just saying, because I don't want nobody to feel offended. But listen, if we're going to tell the truth, let us tell the truth and shame the devil, as my grandmama used to say. Tell the truth, shame the devil. See what I'm saying? And you always know when the devil is around. You always know when it's a devil in the presence, because they get uncomfortable. They get to twitching. You understand what I'm saying? And they want to do things like, shut you down, ban you, censor you, all these different things that, all these different, apparatus and things that they want to do. Cause you tucked in too close to home now. See what I'm saying? But in the end, truth will always prevail. That is an axiom. That is not my saying. That is an axiom. Truth will prevail. See what I'm saying? How black people came to be where we are, deprived the way we are. Yes, we are moving up, but how far are we really moving up? Okay, because in 2000, between 2000 and 2000, between 2010 and 2017, 150 years after slavery, the average black home was at least 13% had at least 13% less assets than the white home. Okay? And our net worth was always less than that of white homes. All you got to do is go and read the census, read the statistics. See what I'm saying? How we came to be where we are, we did not get here by circumstance, by how you say the word, I can't think of the word. I hate when that happens. You know, but we did not arrive at this place without help. Okay? We got here because it was systematic. It was systematic from the very time that they came. Okay? And they found us here. They found our ancestors. They found us here. They were already making provisions, plans to remove us by any means necessary. Now, if you go back to the Dred Scott case, Tanning, when he gives his basic recap of this whole trial, Tanning, you know, he reads it, and the way it's worded, and this is something that can also be taken to one's advantage, because the way they word it, the way it's read, we will always consider our own government free, okay, until we finally decided to join with them. You know what I'm saying? Until we amalgamated with their union. You know what I'm saying? Amalgamated with their constitution. See what I'm saying? But it was always noted and recognized that we were a free people. And that we had our own government. See what I'm saying? We had our own government. Now, sure, once they started building their constitution and whatnot, it was made known that if we so chose to, we could join with their government. And then we will be given all the amenities of being a citizen as it applies to their constitutional rights. You see what I'm saying? But at one point in time, we wasn't trying to do that. We wasn't trying to do that. We were free. Free black folks. Free here. You understand what I'm saying? And them coming from where they came from, they saw us as a threat. So this had to make us savages, because now we were threatening their livelihood. How were we doing that? Well, because, like I said, they were promised that once they came here, they would be made kings and queens, and they would have authority over the natives. They knew it was people here. See what I'm saying? But they told us that they told them that they would have authority over us. See what I'm saying? They knew we were here. Oh yeah. But you see, when these people came, these foreigners, these immigrants, they had no idea what they were getting ready to come into. They had no idea that they were going to get here and we were going to be covering rooftops, as Cortez wrote in Cortez letters. They had no idea that we were going to be just everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So many different tribes, so many different nations. You know what I mean? Everywhere they went. Creek, okay? Choctaw. You understand what I'm saying? Chickasaw. You know what I mean? They had no idea that it was going to be so many of us. You know what I mean? Tacoma. You know, oh my God. And the list goes on. So they was like, yo, we need some help. We need help. We need help. We got to get rid of these people, man. And you know, like I said, you know, it's a no mistake that we are where we are today. Because this has all been systematically done. Systematically calculated and put into place. And why? Still to this day, I just told you that in 2010 to 2017, the average white household was worth about $200,000, while the average black household was worth about $70-something thousand. Matter of fact, not even 70. Okay, that's too low. The average black household, and this is 2010 2017, the average black household was 13 times less, coming in at about 11,000 and change. And now today, if we look over here, let's jump right over here real quick. Let me show y'all something real quick. Okay, so now today, today, according to May 9th, 2023, the median black household in America has around $24,000 in savings. But look at this. The median white household has around $189,000. A disparity that has worsened in recent decades. How can all of this be possible? How can it be possible? How can all of this be possible? And then now, if we come over here, and let's look at something known as, how many of you have ever heard of the Moynihan report? The Moynihan report. Moynihan, he worked with, what's this dude's name? He worked with let's go over here and check it out. I can't call his name right now. My neck is hurting me so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Excuse me. Okay, let's look right here. Okay. The unbalanced economic status of black Aboriginal Americans. Okay. So, should I be here? Yeah, I think I should be here. Here we go. Moynihan was neither a socialist nor a demographer. He started his research on January 1st, 1965, consulting scholars and the civil rights activities. He also dwelled into major books concerned with African American history. So basically, where are we at? Here I am right here. He worked for LBJ. There we go. Lyndon B. Johnson. Former President Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay. Let's see. Moynihan was a largely unknown 37-year-old assistant secretary of labor in the administration of President Lyndon B. Johnson, a liberal Democrat who had been an aide to Governor Averell Harriman of New York in the 1950s. Moynihan enthusiastically supported JFK Kennedy, a fellow Irish Catholic, in 1960. With the help of friends, he landed a low-level position in the Labor Department in 1961. Right? Now, this dude, and it's so funny to me how they always seem like they know what's good for Black America. Listen, man, it's crazy how these people have truly appointed themselves our gods. Not just our gods, gods of the whole world. But when it comes to us, copper color, melanated, black folk, Nijis, however you want to identify yourself, when it comes to us, they always seem like they know exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. And then they act like, and then they kill me after they have depleted the land, left you, the people, bereft of what you need, the bare necessities. No, they left you with the bare necessity, the bare minimum. But after they depleted the land and left you bereft of your home, of your natural status here in the world, as God appointed you, now they want to come in with the solution. See what I'm saying? That's all falling in line with the Gillian dialectic, right? I did a little video where I read something to y'all about that, the Gillian dialectic, okay, where they cause the problem, but then they come in with the solution. See what I'm saying? Because this problem that Black America is having, wealth-wise, economic-wise, is all based upon a series of things that you put into place. A series of events that you caused. And it all goes back to that very time, somewhere in 1600, 1700, 1800, 1900, when your people decided that you wanted the land. And anybody that was on the land just had to be removed by any means necessary. You understand what I'm saying? Annihilation in most cases. See? And then they put in a system. Now a system had to be put in place. See what I'm saying? And then this dude, some years later, because we know that this whole Indian removal thing, even though it started in 1830 with Andrew Jackson, this Indian Removal Act, it did not end until, let me see, what? The Native Americans, look, Native Americans were not considered citizens until 1924. Now that's funny, because in 1924, let me see, if we go back to the Dawes Act, right? Now if we go back to the Dawes Act, I'm talking about Henry Dawes, right? Enacted this, what we call Dawes, what's known as Dawes Road. This is back in 1887. Now if we go back to that, when it initially started out, there was about, I'll say 138 million acres of land. By the time this rolled around, that Native Americans were found, well, Indians, right? Aborigines, because the Native American word is a term that was given to them only so that they could be able to induct their folks, okay, into our union, right? If I can say it like that. But Native Americans were not considered citizens until 1924. So now, in 1887, with Henry Dow's and his Dow's roll, this is where we get the $5 Indians. The $5 Indians, right? Now with the $5 Indians, see, because what happened was, after Andrew Jackson did what he did with the Indian Removal Act of 1830, and you know, they sent us out west along the Trail of Tears, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I guess they would say that they were throwing us a bone, right? So you got this legislator, Henry Dow's, who comes up with this Dow's roll. Now this is where any Indian that is willing to convert to Christianity and give up their Indian name and take a English name, you can put your name on the Dow's roll. But then now we got white people jumping on there too. They like, yo, hold up, wait, I want some of that land. Let me get some of that land. How can I get some of that land? How can I be a part of that? So now, you know, just give me $5. Give me $5. Just give me $5. Come on, man. Come on, Sam. Come on, stop playing around. Give me $5. Put your name right there. Yeah. Yeah, you put Martha's name down there too. Yeah. Low L, all of them. Put everybody's name down there. See what I'm saying? So there was a succession of the events that took place, right? So in 1887, with the enactment of the Dawes Roll, there was about 130 to 150,000 acres of Indian land. Not thousand, I'm sorry, excuse me. 130 to 150 million acres of land. Right? My bad, excuse me for that. By 1924, when Indians were finally considered or made citizens, that 130 to 150 million acres of land had been depleted all the way down to 47. Yeah, to about 47. And one might say, how? What? How? That's how. They gave some of the land. That's how they the $5 Indian, and not just that, had rights. Because see, listen. Now that they got the Indians off the land, you know, now that they done subdued and, you know, forcibly removed and got rid of most of the Indians from the land, you know, those that didn't leave, you know, just leave peacefully, you know, were massacred. We talked about this, how every time they massacred a tribe of Indians or a group of Indians, it was considered a Thanksgiving. So once they did all that, and now they got the land, Now we need help. They need help. They need people to come in and cultivate the land, work the land. You see what I'm saying? We need some more people over here. We need to get this thing up and running. So the Dutch and the English start this thing known as head rights. The Dutch and the English were the first to enact this. Head rights. Head rights was where they would, send word back home to their motherland, back home to England and abroad and everywhere else. Hey y'all, come on! If you come on over here to America, we got all this land as far as the eye can see. If you come on over here, we gonna give you some of this land. Yup, we just gonna give you some just for coming. And we gonna give you some slaves to help you work the land so you can make you some money. Yeah. And them white folks was like, woo, what? You kidding? You gonna give us some land? You just gonna give it to us? Yeah, man, all you gotta do, come on over here and put your sign and come on over here and fill out this paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. You can come, you can sponsor a family and send them over here and get your head rights like that. Or it's up to you how you want to do it. And basically that's what was happening. They was just sending people on over here, giving them head rights. Head rights could have been anywhere from 50 to 100 acres of land. And a few slaves to help to start it off. Sometime, let me tell you what they would do. Sometime, when this thing got really, really up and running, slavery I'm talking about, this institution of slavery, when they got really up and running, sometime what they would do was, they wouldn't even get out of bed. They would just hire their slaves out. This was easy money, man. What? The living was sweet. Just hire your slave out. You ain't even got to worry about nothing. Hire your slave out. He come back at the end of the day and just give you the money. Here you go, boss. And so over time, you got your $5 Indians. They getting in on the land. You got the head rights. The people that's coming from abroad to America, they getting head rights. You understand what I'm saying? Either they could sponsor a family, and then you had those that was coming, and then they was paying, or they was bringing folks with them, and then they would get their head rights. See what I'm saying? Because head rights was going to everybody, man, woman, and child. See what I'm saying? You got the ones that were just sponsoring people and just sending them over here to America, so they could get their name on the list, so they could put their name down there and get them head rights. You know what I mean? So imagine, look at how the land would, think about it. 50 to 100 acres of land, and I can come over here and I can bring Earl and them too. And then Earl and them gonna get some land too, and then give me the land. Cause Earl, you owe me. You owe me. I brought you here. Huh? Yup, I brought you here. I paid for your babies to come over here so they can go to the new school. Right? So they can go to the new school in the new world. So you owe me, Earl. And then next thing you know, he got more land. And before you know it, that initial 500 to 100 acres of land that he was initially given, he's sitting on about 500 acres of land, 1,000 acres of land. Some of their offspring still got that land in their family, and you know it. You ain't never wonder how did the Quakers And this is no disrespect to nobody. But if we all grown here, then we should all be able to talk here. Okay? But have you not ever wondered just how the Quakers, the Dutch, how they all get all that land still to this day? I'm talking about acres and acres of land. You ride out down Lancaster, I love it. It's beautiful. We got to go through there when we going up to see my folks up in the mountains, my family and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But all that land, and plus I was a fresh air fun kid, so I got to spend summers out there, and it was beautiful. You know what I mean? My mom, she always tried to keep me cultured, keep me cultured. You know what I mean? Learning different cultures and different ways of life as I was coming up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. You ever wonder how they get all that land? That's what I'm saying to you. Some of these folks still got all that land in their family to this day. And here you can't even get a piece of land because your credit score fucked up. And that's not just for black folks. That go for anybody with the credit bill. But I'm just using that to prove a point. See what I'm saying? So again, how we got where we are and in the predicament, in the situation that we are in today, being as bereft as we are of funds, because right now today there should be no, and I mean no, black man or black woman. Except now, of course, if you just a slouch. You just ain't doing nothing. I mean nothing. Like you ain't even trying to learn a trade, a skill, get a job, a career, go to school, nothing. Now if that's you, then and you don't have nothing, then that's more than likely why. That's more than likely why you ain't got nothing. But there should not be a black man or a black woman with all that land. Are you crazy? Listen to me, man. You got to think about not just the land. Think about the resources on the land. Tobacco, sugar, rice. Come on, man. The timber. Oh, man. Come on. All that all together. How much you think that equate to today? How much you think that equate to today? I'm going to say probably somewhere in the trillions. And it is in the trillions, okay? But and the way they just went through all that land. Millions, over 138 million acres in 1887 by 1924 was reduced down to 47 acres, 47 million acres. Huh? That's 47 years later. They were just ravishing through that damn land. Just ravishing through it and just giving it out like, here, some for you, here. And now, today, all these years later, we sitting here with nothing. Somebody please explain that to me, man. That right there, yo, I don't care. I don't care how much books I read, how much information I digest. I will never wrap my head around that. How now we ain't got nothing. Nothing. I mean, maybe as individuals, some of us have. a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it ain't nearly what it should amount to. And to think that we were helping them. Yeah, when we looked up and we was like, oh, those people don't look so good. Look at them, y'all. Man, they down. Oh, watch it. Oh, he threw up. Oh, God, they sick. They throwing up all up. Oh, Lord, yeah, they ain't doing so. What we going with? You think we should help them? Yeah, I think we should help them. I do. I think we should help them. Yeah, let's help them. Because, man, they look at them. I'm just saying. Let's go help them. And so that's what we did. Being the kind-natured people that we were, because all of this hatred that we displaying right now, this is all learned behavior. I've said it 1,000 times. This is learned behavior. Now, I'm not saying we was a perfect people. I'm not saying we ain't have no shit about us. We had our shit about us just like we do today. We had our shit about us back then. Okay? But what I'm saying is that to be that deviant, to be that cold-blooded, that cold-hearted, no, we were not those people. We were not those people, and you're not those people today. They just got you thinking you are.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. We're about to take it back.